I'm Lucky, joined by MVP and the third man, Alexis. Follow all the links to all the pages in the description box. Make sure you follow and subscribe. We're on TikTok, Gym Mint 10 Sports. A lot of big things happening. We got Two Guys and a Mic podcast. We got the Gym Mint 10 Sports podcast. So we're growing. Appreciate you guys' support. And yeah, how you boys doing this week?
Good.
Real good. Ready to talk some wrestling.
You actually sent me a video earlier, Alexis. Congratulations on that house, brother. You're pretty set in there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Just bought a new crib out in Muskego, Wisconsin. Did the closings on the house that we're selling, house that we're buying. And now it's just moving time, cleaning. We had some professional cleaners come in and clean out the house. Had the junk man come and grab all the rest of the stuff because the seller didn't get all the stuff out the house by closing time. But we kind of anticipated that. He was in there about 19 years.
Oh, wow.
So he accumulated 19 years worth of stuff. But so far, so good. A lot of work, though.
I think you should build a wrestling ring in that garage, and then we'll have a triple threat pro wrestling pay-per-views.
Dude, that my yard is so big. We can definitely put a wrestling ring in that yard. Put some chairs around. It's so long. We can even have an entranceway.
We'll have the next Crusher Fest in your backyard.
Tell me about it, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm gonna get my own room, my man cave now. We're gonna be doing all the podcasting. Get a nice laptop, nice, all the goodies to have in my own. No more invading my wife's office.
Yeah, right. So there's a couple things we want to do. A little constrained for time this week, but I know we might go over. Who knows? Hopefully, but Money in the Bank predictions, and then I got our top 5, which none of us wrote anything down. You two don't even know what the top 5 is yet. I like that spitballing off the top. Last week was pretty cool. So
on our toes.
MVP, why don't you walk us through the Money in the Bank card,
okay,
and we'll make some predictions.
Okay, so Money in the Bank is the card has 6 matches on it. We got match 1, Money in the Bank Men's, featuring Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight versus Santos Escobar versus Butch versus Damian Priest versus Logan Paul.
Who do you want to go? Alexis, why don't you go first? I got some thoughts on this one.
Well, I think everybody thinks it's going to be LA Knight, right? He's white hot. Would be great to probably have him at the bank. But I think that we might get a Damian Priest win here at Money in the Bank.
Yep. I totally agree.
It would be nice to have LA Knight. He'd be great with the briefcase, but I think with that whole thing with Finn and Damian Priest kind of going back and forth and seeing who's the alpha of that group, I think Damian Priest pulls it out here.
You agree with him?
I totally agree. So the way Damian Priest is being positioned right now, he's totally in the game to take a main event spot, especially his match against Seth Rollins. Was it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
it was. He's burning red hot right now. But LA Knight, like Alexa said, everyone wants him, and as far as who needs it the most, I would say it's him because he is white hot right now with no momentum. You give him that Money in the Bank, you give him that momentum, and just shoot for the stars.
Yes,
I'm just hoping they don't swerve us all and have Logan Paul come in and take the briefcase.
So here's my prediction, right? So I think we're all in unison. It's got to be LA Knight, right? Because they did this with Zack Ryder before, where he was white hot. They didn't pull the trigger with anything. This is the time you need to pull that trigger with LA Knight. I want him to win so bad.
Mm-hmm.
As much as Damian Priest also deserves a win, it's not going to be him either. The one thing that we're not taking into factor here, what does WWE love the most? Exposure. And if you have Logan Paul win it and bring that briefcase on his podcast and his Prime commercials and ESPN and all that, so much exposure just from him having that briefcase. So it would not surprise me if WWE gave that to Logan Paul. It should be LA Knight. It needs to be LA Knight. If LA Knight wins, then you know Triple H is back in charge of booking. If Logan Paul wins, you know Vince McMahon is back there. So it's got to be LA Knight.
Well, I mean, to go with the exposure, LA Knight, Logan Paul can just do some retarded stuff off the ladder onto a table with his phone, and then he could go viral with that.
And he can go in the ring. I'm going to be honest. People hate on Logan Paul. He can do it, but it needs to be LA Knight. Build up a wrestler, not another celebrity.
Is it him, or is it whoever's working him?
Right. Yeah, no, LA Knight is so hot with the crowd, dude. You have to give it to him. Imagine the promos he's going to cut with that briefcase. Forget about it. Take my money.
Oh, I agree. He does need it.
Yeah. What's the next match?
Okay, so to go along with that, Vince McMahon coming back into charge. They got the Money in the Bank women's. So on SmackDown, there was supposed to be a match between Shotzi and Bayley for Shotzi's spot. That match never happened, and it looks like they just gave the spot to Bayley. So we're going Zelina Vega versus Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark versus Bayley versus Io Sky versus Trish Stratus. Now, my thought.
Oh, go ahead, Matt. Yeah.
So, my original thought was, so since they just went and added Logan Paul to the men's and made it a 7-man match, I'd figure, would they just have Bayley win the match and then just added Shotzi to make theirs a 7-woman match? I would have been okay with that.
They should have, yeah.
Now, did Shotzi have the spot first, and they were supposed to go for it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think I don't want to see it happen, but maybe Zoe Stark helps Trish Stratus win it because they're together. I'd like to see Becky Lynch win it, but she's been in the main event a lot. I think that we should have someone else win it. Maybe Zelina Vega. Maybe build someone else up.
Io Sky.
Yeah.
She's as far as the women's go, she's it right now. And then just imagine having her versus Asuka. Oh no, we lost the third man.
He turned back to the red and yellow. Well, all right, we'll carry it till he comes back. So he didn't get to give his prediction. We'll get to it.
Yeah, well...
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, guys. They're doing a Find My iPad alert. Jack me up.
Can't hear you, though, so you got to fix that mic again. But anyway, so yeah, you say Io Sky?
Io Sky's my pick.
Yeah.
Hearing reverb.
You got no snare in your headphones. All right, till he comes back, go to the next match.
Wait a minute, I think I'm back.
Oh, okay, there you are. All right, who you got?
I'm back.
Women's MITB.
So I look at everybody that's in this match. Does anybody really have any real momentum other than Trish Stratus and Zelina Vega?
Io
Sky does.
And they can continue that tease of her leaving Damage Control.
I just really think, I hate to say it, but I really think, with Asuka and Io just not proficient at English, they're just hesitant to really, really push them. I mean, Asuka's the champ, but my prediction, honestly, would probably be Zelina Vega.
That's what I was
I think she has the most momentum right now. LWO is really hot. I don't think she's ever won it before. I think this is the first time she's ever been in it. So I wouldn't mind seeing Zelina Vega winning it. So I'm going to go with a long shot here, and I'm going to go with Zelina.
Okay. What you got next on the card?
Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio.
This is an easy one. Cody Rhodes gets a squash win. Not a squash win, but like a few minutes just to make him look strong going into SummerSlam against Brock.
Or he loses because Brock comes in and just annihilates him.
And that would actually give Dominic Mysterio a lot of trash talk that he beat Cody Rhodes for the next few weeks. So
yep.
I could see it. I still think they're going to book Cody to win it. But what about you, Alexis?
Cody lost to Brock at the last in Saudi.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to probably give Cody the win here. Maybe some interference. Maybe some interference from Judgment Day. Babyface overcomes the interference, and I think he takes the dub. Cody Rhodes for the win.
There you go.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Especially since he is, like I said, he did lose last PPV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. PLE.
PLE, sorry.
What else is on there?
Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Gonna be the match of the night, but Seth Rollins wins. You're not gonna take the belt off him at least till Mania. Rollins wins. It'll be the best match of the night, though. It'll be the best match of the night, though.
I agree. Rollins does win. But I want Finn to win so bad.
Yeah. The only other thing I'd like to see happen, this will not happen, full disclosure, is you let Finn Balor win and Damian Priest wins Money in the Bank, and then Damian Priest cashes in on him after the match.
But he promised. He promised not to.
Everyone promises that. Sure, I'll hold off. What's that? You got a bad knee? What do you think, Alexis?
This is Balor versus Rollins.
Yeah.
I gotta go with my boy Seth Rollins on this one. Too soon to lose the title. Just doing great work, workhorse champ. Definitely could be the match of the night. Rematch of the Universal Championship match where Rollins hurt him. Hopefully they stay away from that spot on the outside. Just because I'd hate to see any of them get injured because of that. But definitely Rollins here. Rollins retains. Now, before we continue on, well, you know what? Go ahead, MVP. Keep going with the.
All right, so I mean, I do. I mean, Seth Rollins does win, but I mean, the stuff Finn Balor, they need to do something with him. If it means a title shot down the line or a title run down the line, they need to do something.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I have.
You know what match I'm waiting for.
They have this listed at 5. I'm gonna skip it, and I'm gonna go to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the Unified Women's Tag Team Championships. So I don't know if you guys saw SmackDown last night, but we did have a Liv Morgan return.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only been 7 weeks.
Yeah,
they weren't really sure if she was going to be out for longer than that, but she's back, so it's good to see Liv back. I like Liv.
Yeah, I guess for me, just put their names in a hat and shake it and pick one. Sorry to be that way, but probably Ronda and Shayna. But like I said last week, I don't really care about Ronda.
So. They had the unification match last night, and
that match was fire.
Oh, right here. I'm getting to that. I didn't know it was gonna lead to this match at Money in the Bank, but if you saw the match, Oh, I really wish it was Alba Fire and forgot the other one's name. I wish it was them that won. They, as a tag team, they were just spot on. Double team moves and just their chemistry was on point to the point where it really looked like they'd be a legit threat to Rousey and Baszler.
I really
As far-
like those two as
Yes.
a tag team. I really, really do. They're cohesive. They look good together.
Mhm.
You know, they wear similar. You know, they wear their gear.
Yeah.
Even though Ronda and Shayna were wearing some similar gear, which was nice. I think tag teams should be wearing
Yep.
gear that's kind of similar. I really like Alba Fire and the tag team, but you already knew that Shayna and Ronda were gonna win. I think double tap out. Each had their submission move in, double tap out. I don't really like that. Kind of makes it. I mean, they're both badasses, so no shame in tapping out to those two. But we'll be seeing more of that other tag team.
I was just kind of maybe hoping, they'd actually give these two a shot and make them champs, but I didn't know they had this match to put on to the PLE, so I understand it now.
Yeah. All right, hit me. You already know. I'm waiting for this one.
Bloodline Civil War.
Wait a minute. We didn't make a prediction. Who's going to win that? Raquel and Liv or Shayna? And
I said Shane and Ronda. Just pick a name.
Shayna and Ronda.
Yeah.
Probably Shayna and Ronda, but I wouldn't mind having Liv and Raquel get their titles back.
The titles they never lost.
Yep.
Okay. Bloodline Civil War. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy and Jay Uso.
I don't know. I don't know which way they go. I think I honestly I do think I know it. Isn't there another member of the family that's in like maybe NXT or someone they just signed? I can't remember the name. I thought I saw there was another member of the family. I'll figure it out. I'll put it in the comments below. But I think that Roman and Solo win. I think
they brought back Manu.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I think you got to have Roman and Solo win. You can't have the Usos win yet. They're on a redemption story. It's not first match. You're not going to win, but they're not going to win clean. So something's going to happen.
Okay,
something's going to happen for sure. This is the first time I don't actually have a good prediction for it. I'm excited for it because I'm excited for the match. I think it's going to be a really good match because the crowd is going to be so into it, and it's going to be for good television. So,
yeah,
I think Roman and Solo win, but I think someone's going to come back or someone's going to interfere and cost the Usos
some shenanigans.
The match. Yep.
You think this main events?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. As far as storylines go, it's at the top.
So, you have the undisputed champion in a match. He does not go on anywhere but last.
Yeah.
Unless you're Vince McMahon booking it. And you put Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus as the first match and it's 30 seconds long. What about you, Alexis? Civil War.
So I really like that Bloodline Civil War. Just when we thought that storyline had nowhere to go, and here we go with another twist.
Yeah, Jey Uso that was fire. We didn't get to talk last week because we skipped it for Father's Day, but bruh, he hit him with that kick. I was like, dang, like I knew it was coming, but the way he played it off, like you kind of bought into he might side with Roman, and then blasting. That was awesome.
So you out. I'm out too. Yeah, that was really good. I think Roman's been taking a lot of L's on TV, so I think you got to have Roman and Solo win this one. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the Usos turn on each other, some way, somehow. Don't think it'll happen, but if it does happen, Like maybe Jimmy turns on Jay. I don't know. Maybe it was just a ploy. But who knows what's gonna happen with this one? But Roman and Solo, I think, take this one. I think they lost the last time they were in a tag team match. Roman's been seeing Roman getting kicked in the face a lot lately.
Well, I still say he does get kicked in the face.
Oh yeah,
He's not
this
losing.
is gonna be the crowd's gonna be going crazy for this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure, because the Usos are on fire right now.
Yeah, so I agree with Lucky. Definitely, somebody comes out of the woodwork in their tribe and does some interference shenanigans, and Jimmy and Jay lose by the skin of their teeth.
You don't think we get the old school no finish, do you?
No way. Not for this.
I mean,
Old school no finish, disqualification, nobody wins. You keep the storyline going. That was always a good way to keep storylines going with the no finish.
you just have Roman beat the crap out of one of them,
Just beat them down. Yeah,
and then the referee just stops the match.
I would say no, because they did that already. When he did that to Jey Uso in the Hell in a Cell for the I Quit match, and then Jimmy had to save him, and then he was an I Quit match in the Hell in a Cell. If you remember that, he beat Jay so bad that Jay was just lifeless, and Jimmy had to come out and throw like the white towel or, to give it up. It's going to be shenanigans. It's going to be shenanigans.
Actually, here
that was a finish though. That was a finish.
No. Jay quit. He quit.
Yeah, but I'm
because-
saying there was one of the matches. Maybe it's not the Hell in a Cell. Maybe it's the one before that. But he beat Jay so bad that Jimmy threw the white towel in the ring. I forgot which match it was, but.
So, all right, I just thought about something. SmackDown last night actually had Solo versus Sheamus main event, and that ended in a no finish. So I'm throwing out the no finish for next week, and I'm going Solo and Roman. They're going over.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. It's going to be a good pay-per-view. I'm excited for it. So
Yeah.
Before we continue off the pay-per-view, we think anybody cashes in the Money in the Bank same night? I think last 2 or 3 years we've had same night cash-ins.
Yeah. This year, no, I don't.
storyline-wise, we know that it's going to be Cody versus Roman, right? At some point for that title.
WrestleMania.
You have to have a threat. I think if anyone cashes in, I don't think so. Unless the Usos are there and they help them, and then you have Roman recapture it. But it doesn't. I don't think so. Whoever it is, like especially if it's LA Knight, you got to give him time with that briefcase to build the promos up, and LA Knight promoing on Roman Reigns would be fire.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. But
Yes. Yeah.
what do you think? You think they're going to cash in or what?
I think last year the women, it was Liv cashing in on Ronda, right? Is there a women's title match at this Money in the Bank?
No.
Is Rhea defending or Asuka defending?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, then I don't see a cash in then because Gunther's not on the card. Like, how is Gunther not on the Money in the Bank card? That's just crazy.
Well, I mean, they did this year use Money in the Bank on a non-world title, so
Yeah, that's
I hope
true.
to God that never happens again.
Yeah, because you don't have Rollins on the card. You don't have
Rollins
Gunther
on there.
the card.
Yeah.
Balor.
Oh, Rollins is on the card, but you don't have
Yeah.
Gunther, or you don't have A-Town Down on the card. So
Yeah.
the no cash-ins tomorrow then, or next week. No cash-ins.
no questions.
All right, so we got the predictions there. I don't know how much we can rapid fire this because this is going to have some conversation. But the top 5 of the week, we'll see how fast we can get through it. Because I'm not at home. I'm a traveling podcaster. I bring my laptop and mic wherever I go. But the week's top 5 is the top 5 rivalries.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no rapid fire here.
I'm going to go first. I'll just keep it short and sweet. Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon. It's one of the best rivalries of all time. It especially creates that dynamic for, blue collar guys watching wrestling and dudes beating up his boss, something we all want to do at some point or another. And, I think it's one of the best ones.
Agree.
Who wants to go next? I love catching you guys off guard with these.
Stone Cold versus The Rock.
Yeah.
The two top ones of the Attitude Era, and they were money.
What do you got, Alexis?
Well, it's kind of crazy because I think Stone Cold is going to be in all three of these. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart. That's a great rivalry for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that rivalry in WrestleMania 13 in Chi-Town. That was awesome. Just catapulted Stone Cold to the moon. So Stone Cold has a lot to thank Bret Hart for that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have anything wrong with your pick. It's just that Bret Hart did leave shortly after. Before, I feel like it would turn into like a real rivalry that lasted. It could have been a lot better had Bret Hart not jumped ship to WCW.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But a solid pick nonetheless. I'm okay with it.
For my second one, I'm going with this, right? This one carried from organization to organization. WWE, then WCW, Ric Flair versus Macho Man Randy Savage. I love that rivalry.
Okay.
They just, on screen, you could just see I'm sure they got along backstage, but on screen, they hated each other's guts. From, WrestleMania, I think it's 7, where they had a match, or 8. Miss Elizabeth involved or whatever. Kurt Hennig was there. I forget the logistics of it because it's been a while. But then even in WCW, like Slamboree, when they did the Lethal Lottery, and then they paired, which, by the way, I'd love to see Lethal Lottery come back. That'd be an awesome pay-per-view because you're just pitting people together that some don't like each other and they got to coexist. I love that.
Well, they're doing that in AEW right now.
I love it. Love it. But so yeah, I remember that Macho Man and Randy Savage were paired together, and one wouldn't come out before the other because they were scared to get jumped by the other guy. Like it's a great rivalry. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's a great one.
Well, from what I hear, Macho Man didn't like anybody talking to Miss Elizabeth. Nope. He's one of those guys. So I'm getting, and you know how Ric Flair is, and then Ric Flair eventually had Miss Elizabeth as a valet after they divorced already. But I see kind of legit heat between both of them because of that.
Great rivalry.
Yeah.
What's your next one?
Randy Orton, John Cena.
Are you? Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a real good one.
The two top guys from the 02 class of OVW. And their careers just kind of on a parallel trajectory. And now you can say both of them are first ballot Hall of Famers if they both were to just hang them up permanently.
It's a great rivalry.
Yeah.
What about you, Alexis?
Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and the Hitman.
I almost had that one. I almost thought about that one.
That's a rivalry that we're still talking about 25 years later.
Yeah.
That was like a legit rivalry in the ring, outside of the ring. Just one of the ones that I grew up with. I remember there was a match between them two, and Bret was the champ, and I think Shawn was the IC champ. I believe. I think it was a match between them two. I remember that match. Those two rivalries for me, between those two guys, just great matches, great heat, and one of the ones I remember pretty vividly.
Nice. My third one, Matt, it was John Cena, Randy Orton. I mean, that rivalry is so good. It lasted for so many years, and the matches they had, like the, what? No, that was Batista that I'm thinking about. But no, either way, they had really big heat, like big matches that I think that's probably one of the best rivalries we've ever seen, honestly.
And
it's up there with like.
I think if you ask them, I also think if you ask both of them, they'd say their greatest rival is each other.
Yeah. I do remember when they teamed together, and then wasn't it Cena did an attitude adjustment that turned into an RKO?
Oh, yeah,
that was sick.
I think that was during like a 17-on-2 match.
Yeah, it was Raw versus Cena and Orton. Yeah. Who you got for your third rivalry?
Cena Edge.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that one. You're right.
Cena Edge. A lot of I mean, Edge went to Cena's dad's house and slapped him.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And who can forget the cash in after the Elimination Chamber?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Which led to the greatest or the worst moment in television, that sex celebration.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Alexis? Who's number 3?
The Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Hulk Hogan.
The Mega
Powers. The Mega Powers. I've said this many times. You guys know it. Probably the greatest story ever told. The Mega Powers coming together and then exploding. Two guys that were the top guys in the golden era of wrestling, and I still watch matches and Saturday night main events. I still watch that stuff on Peacock because it was just so good. Just intense. Macho Man's so intense, like you said, with Liz, and I remember Hulk Hogan putting Liz on his shoulders, and
that's how it ended.
The look that Macho Man gave him, and man, yeah, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, just for sure, number 3 for me.
Number 4 for me, Matt, man. I think we know each other too well. Rock and Stone Cold. And not only that, it's probably one of the best trilogies of matches we've ever seen.
Yeah.
3 WrestleManias, and, it was such good storytelling, and they were dynamite in the ring. Like, their promos to each other, this was always must-see TV with them. Mm-hmm. You got to go with those 2.
Yeah, I think that's on everybody's list. I didn't mention them just because you guys both did, but that's an obvious rivalry right there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Up next for MVP. All the good ones are gone. I'm just kidding.
All the good ones are gone. Steamboat Flair.
Oh yeah,
that's really good. That's a really good one.
If
that crossed over multiple
promotions too. So
Starrcade '93.
You own a wrestling school and you're trying to teach your students psychology, you haven't watched these matches.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, I agree with you.
Absolutely.
Ricky the Dragon.
Ricky Steamboat's very, very underrated.
Oh,
very underrated.
Yeah, no, that's a great rivalry. I actually, that kind of makes me want to watch some of those matches when I get home. Steamboat and Flair, those were great matches. So
on the Peacock.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ricky the Dragon when he used to blow the fire.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope.
He came out to the Bulls entrance music.
Alexis.
All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of a swerve here because this was a rivalry that I watched on one of on these websites where you're able to watch wrestling is Kenny Omega versus the Rainmaker. Okada. Omega Okada was some of the craziest matches that I've ever seen. 60-minute draw matches. I think Kenny Omega had to go 4 times with him. I wasn't able to listen to all the commentary because some of it was in Japanese, unfortunately. But the matches were just great. The presentation was great. I love Okada. I really like that we're seeing him in AEW, but I really think that's a very underrated rivalry that just because it happened in Japan, not a lot of people know about.
And I think Meltzer gave 2 of the matches 6 stars.
Oh yeah,
Is his beloved perfect 6-star match?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they were in the Tokyo Dome, so he has to give them a 6 stars, right?
Funny you mentioned that rivalry. So Forbidden Door tomorrow, I'm actually excited for Bryan Danielson versus Okada. I feel like if you think Omega and Okada's matches are going to be money, I think Bryan Danielson can just up the ante.
Yeah. No, that'll be a good one. That's a good rivalry, Alexis, to bring up. My last one, you two may not agree with, but if we're going in terms of draw and money they made and how many main events there's been, Roman versus Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
And I do think that the better part of the rivalry is after Roman turned into Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Because before that is just, spinning your wheels and I'm here because Vince wants me here. But it's still a great rivalry, they're going to be against each other. It's going to be big time. It's going to be money. It's going to be a main event.
My only about that rivalry would be that it's for the most part it's been one-sided.
Yeah.
And like you said, when Roman turned Tribal Chief, it's like, he wasn't losing to Brock at all. Yeah.
Your last one, MVP.
This is hard, man. I'm trying not to go with something recent. Otherwise, I probably would have gone Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. Sting, Flair.
That's a classic one. That's good.
So you have Ric Flair, world's heavyweight champion, and you have Sting, the upstart, the young rookie. That if you saw that first match, it's a money match, and Surfer Sting, he had everything like a promoter would want, and then they delivered.
Yeah. And then it actually ended the Monday night Nitro. That was one of the last matches, right? Or it was the last match. So.
Oh, it was the last match. Sting, Ric Flair ended Nitro.
That's a good one.
And
Alexis,
then just
go ahead.
Spread like the matches all in between, and they had a great chemistry.
Oh yeah, they knew each other well in the ring. That's a good
one. And then before WWE before WCW got a hold of Hogan, that was their the 2 featured guys, Sting and Ric Flair.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. Who you got, Alexis, for your last one?
This last was pretty hard because there was a couple of rivalries that I really, really liked. It's between 2 rivalries. So I think I'm going to lean one towards the other just because just so memorable would be Undertaker Mankind. I think that rivalry was just crazy off the chain. First Boiler Room Brawl, crazy Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know if they did. I think they did a Buried Alive match.
Boiler Room Brawl.
Boiler Room Brawl. There was just so much good stuff between them. And that was back in the day where, we thought it was real.
Yeah.
Where we seen the Undertaker get buried alive and then we see the hand come through the dirt,
Yeah, that was fire.
I'll never forget that. The guys that I was gonna actually pick above them was one of the newest rivalries, was probably a tag team rivalry, would be New Day and the Usos.
Oh, didn't even think there. Yes, I would rate that.
You talk about a rivalry where it goes back and forth and both teams win and every match was fire.
That would make my list totally.
You know, would be it was a toss up between Taker, Mankind, and Usos New Day, but you can't go wrong with either one. I don't think.
No, not at all.
For sure. That's good. Yeah. No, I something makes me want to mention like a Steiner Brothers Harlem Heat too. I feel like they had a lot of good matches together too.
Yeah.
But
you know what you can also mention is Owen Hart versus Bret Hart. That rivalry was legit, like real.
WrestleMania 10, best match they've probably ever had with each other.
Yeah, Hart versus Hart. That was awesome.
Yeah. So
it was the original good. Black Hart.
Yeah. No, that was all good stuff. So for the sake of time, you guys got anything else?
Forbidden Door tomorrow, man. I mean,
I've actually been watching. I actually watched AEW Collision.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I too.
I watched Collision. I watched a little bit of Dynamite. I watched some NXT. See my girl Tiffany Stratton and Baron Corbin and what's his brother Carmelo Hayes had a crazy promo going back and forth. That was really good too. So some really good wrestling going on all around. Honestly,
quick shout out, Braun Breaker. Rollins. Yep.
Yeah, that went a lot better than I thought it would.
He's ready for the main roster for sure.
Oh, for sure, he's ready.
Yeah, he needs to.
I think that was one of those matches where they say, "Okay, we're gonna put you with arguably our top guy, our best workhorse, and let's see if you're ready." And I think Braun Breaker showed that he's ready.
Yep, I concur. All right. Well, until next week, or maybe we'll do something. I don't even know, tomorrow, or so we could do a couple shorts or something if you guys are available. Who knows? But either way, it's a good episode. Good Money in the Bank predictions. The rivalry. So I'll have another top 5 next week, and then again, subscribe, comment, like,
How about a
share.
Game?
What's that?
How about a pay-per-view?
A live pay-per-view? I mean,
no, pay-per-view game.
Next week we'll do I didn't yet, not even, because a traveling podcaster just has his equipment and this.
No, I understand. I understand.
You're like the wrestlers. You just have the gear just with you, ready to go.
Yeah. Like someone says, you want to do a pod? I'm like AJ Styles. I always got my stuff with me. But all right, guys. Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. 2 Guys and a Mic is recording tomorrow, and then we probably will do the Gym at 10 Sports podcast tomorrow or one of the days here coming up. So full slate of podcasts this week, and then we'll see you on the next one. Talk to you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace out.